This is a 2018 GLC63S, and I'm gonna show you how you can transform the car by adding an insane interior lighting kit. Now the interior in this car is already amazing, but we are gonna make it 10 times better. Not every Mercedes is optioned with this, but you see that blue light underneath there? It runs along the dash and along the panels. The only downside to this is it has 3 colors. Now the only problem with the original lighting is that it only has 3 colors. So we're gonna be replacing the lighting strips in the doors, the dash, the vents, basically the whole car, and it is gonna give you 64 lighting colors, which is absolutely crazy. They're extremely bright and it is gonna look insane. We will show you the whole install process and how to do it. So coming over to the bench, here we have our brand new vents. These are gonna replace all of the front vents. We have our tweeter pods. These are taken from the S-Class Mercedes. They pop out and they have ambient lighting in them. They look really, really nice. We have the rear air vents as well. So we'll replace those with these beautiful vents. And then we have all of our strip lighting. So we got all of the brand new trim that will take the door card trims and replace the panel that's in there with these crazy lights. We have strips for the dash, strips for the seats. We have a brand new panel here that will replace the panel that's inside the car. There is a lot and it is going to look crazy. Let's jump right into it. All right, nice and easy on this one, guys. 2 Torx 25s and you can unclip the whole door and the connectors, and just keep an eye there on the right side. Some of those pink clips got left behind. So once you get the door off, take them out of the door and put them back into the door card. So here's the back of the door, 2 clips that go into the door module, 1 door latch, and then this whole thing pops off, as you would have seen. Now, if you already have factory ambient lighting, pretty easy to tell. You can either see the lights or you can look down here and you'll see the strip. It makes your life pretty easy because it means the strip is already there. So we basically just have to disconnect the original wiring and run our brand new wiring for the ambient lighting. If you do not have the ambient lighting package, which means you won't have that strip, then you're in for a treat. You have to take this panel from the front off. So all of these little clips here are an absolute nightmare and you have to get them out, and then you remove this whole panel here from the front, and the kit will come with the brand new silver trim here with the light on it. You clip that on, you'll have to either glue, hot glue, plastic weld, something like that to get it pretty much perfect, and then you can put it on with new lighting. So if you've got lighting, easy. If you don't have lighting, hard. Just for your reference, here is the trim. Okay, so if you didn't have the lighting, you take this panel off, get this is a rear door trim, but gives you an idea. Get this thing mounted on with the correct side, and then you've got lighting, because this has got the little channel with the light. This already has it, so we're good to go. Other thing I noticed, you might lose a couple of clips in the doors, so just be sure to pop them out, put them back into the door card so that when you put the door card back on, it fits. So if your car looks like this and you have the original ambient lighting, you've got 1 ambient lighting connector here and 1 connector here. We're gonna remove those connectors. We won't have to take them completely out of the door. We can just tape them up and keep them out of the way. And then we're gonna add our new wiring. So with that out of the way, grab your modules. Now they are labeled, okay? So you have back, which is obviously not front, so that will go to the back doors. And here we have FL, front left, okay? This is the front right. So we find front right. Then we're gonna go to this white module right here and remove this connector. And once that's removed, you're gonna plug it into the new provision, just like that. And then plug that back in to the original housing, boom. Remove this stuff. I hate when people leave these on. See it a lot. These little things that keep the cables intact, just get rid of them. Use some nice tape. All right, now we have a module, very nice and easy. We'll get that mounted up. I'm thinking right in there. I'm gonna make it look really nice and neat, get it secure, and then we have our brand new cables to go to the original ambient lighting. And as I said before, if you're adding the new strips, these just connect to your brand new strips. So we used a nice strip of double-sided tape to get that module mounted down, and now I'm gonna get some nice fabric tape and tidy up some of these looms and tape up the rest of the cables, ready for the next step. Okay, so for your ambient lighting kit, you'll have those 2 strips that we're gonna do. This here is for the speaker grill. So you have to take the original cover off and then put the new cover on, and it has ambient lighting built into it. This just plugs into that. So if you're doing that, add it. If you're not, tape them up. The original ambient lighting, I've just unclipped it from the clips and the lights, and I've just run it over here and taped it all up. So if you ever need to go back to stock, all you need to do is untape it, plug it all back in, nice and easy. So we did have a small problem with these, and that is because these original speakers are a different shape to what has come in our kit. And I was just looking it up, and it looks like these might fit a W205 C-Class. This is a GLC, so it's basically the same car, but it's a little bit different, and these are actually a different size. So you can kind of make these fit, but they're just, you can see the shape is not quite right. So these are gonna go, and we'll see if we can get those in. Probably not in this video, but if you were to do these, they just replace the original pillars, and then the exact same method as we did before, plug and play with that original module down there, get your other module mounted up nicely, and then these are really cool. They'll actually just pop out and the lights will come on. They look insane. I wish we could have got it done, but not gonna happen. All right, it is getting somewhere. So what we're going to do now is exactly what we did here on the rest of the doors. Next up, we want to take the center console out by removing this cover panel, which will expose 2 Torx 20s. We're going to pop that panel up. There's about 6 plugs and the whole thing comes out. All right, same thing on this panel. It's going to be very much the same as the doors. If you've already got the strip lighting there, you can leave it and you just disconnect the light mechanism here where it actually runs light through the strip, and you put your new strips on. Just for demonstrational purposes though, I'll put the new strips in anyway, and I'll show you how to do it. So basically 2 clips here, and once you get that unclipped, you can start pulling this out just like that. It's nice and easy, it's not too crazy. All right, there we go. So it started to get it out, and then you can go ahead and unclip the plugs. So that's one strip out, and same thing as before, we're just gonna tape up the original lights because we're not using them, and we're gonna put our new ones in. And for anyone who's wondering about the actual light strip, that's the new one. All right, might be hard to see on camera. That's the original one. So they're literally identical. So you don't have to, if you've got factory ambient lighting and you're like, oh, I've got to change the strips anyway, you don't have to. I'm just doing it to show you. There you go, just like that. Brand new strips in, they work just like original. So we'll get that done, get the other side done, and I'll show you the wiring. At the bottom end of this panel, we've got our brand new strip lights connected, and we've just followed the original loom. So I actually removed the original loom completely, and we've run our new loom in the same area, which runs all the way up to here, and it gives us 3 more light outputs, and they're gonna go right here. So next up, we're taking the vents out. So basically to pop them out, nice and easy, there's 4 clips on the edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. You just need to squeeze them in. You can almost use your hands and just push at the same time, and then the whole thing will pop out. And then we need to then remove this outer shroud here off of the vent, put that onto the brand new vent, and then slide the new vent into the housing. And to get these off, if you just follow around, there's little clips all the way along it. So just be careful not to break them, but you just want to pry them up with a pick tool, and then you can pop them straight off. All right, so once that's popped off, there's a little silver trim in it that comes out, and then this will just go straight back on the new panel. And it should look something like that when it's finished. There you go, and you can see old versus new. And on the back of your new vent, you're gonna have a little light connector right here. All you need to do is grab one of the new lights, pop it straight in, and that's done. Neaten up the wiring. I'll get that done. Then we'll add another 2 light connectors from the kit onto the top side of these strips, and the whole thing is done. All right, so it should look something like this. The side strip lights are connected to our new looms. Our 3 vents are connected to the new looms. We've got this running with the factory clipping points here. We've got 2 more outputs, so we're going to connect the rear vent line to that, or the rear vent cables, I should say. Same thing, factory wiring all the way down, factory. The cup holders, original ambient lighting we've connected to, and then the bottom sides of the strips are also now connected to. All that leaves is this pin out right here. I'll show you what to do with that in just a moment, but that is basically the center console done. So now what I'm going to do is jump over to the car and start running the rear cables. All right, to get these rear vents out, you want to work your way around the panel, pulling back as the whole thing's on clips. Then you're going to use a pick tool and undo some of the cabling. Use that same pick tool to get the vents out of the panel. Rear vents, very nice and easy. They've just got 4 clips, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. All you do is put a little backwards pressure on the panel, and then use a flat blade or a pick to lift those little clips backwards, and the whole thing pops out. We can put our new one in. Once the vents are done, they should look something like this. Okay, so now we're at the passenger side door of the car, and what we have here is one harness that we had connected to the center console with the 3 vents. I've just left all the lighting in there. I've unplugged this harness from the lights because on one end you have some female pins. I don't know if you can see those, but they're female pins there. Then you grab the corresponding harness, which is here, and it has male pins on it. So what you do, on the front left door, plug that in, run it down to here, where there's a door connector, find spare locations within that connector, pop these straight in, and then on the other side of the connector, pop these straight in, and then you can run this back to the center console. Okay, so this door is now pinned. Basically, you need to open this up. There's clips on the sides. You can open this up and then separate the plastic and insert your pins, so they're done. And then the wiring runs through the factory grommet over to here. And then I've got it just plugged in there, so we'll get all that cleaned up. Same thing on the car side. Open it up, pull it apart, pin it. You have to make sure the pins are the exact same on both sides, color to color. And then we're ready to run this back into the car and over to the center console. All right, here we have the left vent in, wiring's running with the factory wiring over to here. We've also done the vent over that side, which matches the door that is finished as well. Footwell lighting we're about to do now. This door is complete, going back on, and then we can start looking at putting the center back in and seeing how it all lights up. All right, it is the next day, guys, and we're gonna put this center console in. We've got all of our vents completed, all of the wiring is down, running where it needs to run. We've got the bottom section done as well, so we've also run the main cabling that we need down here. So I'm just gonna plug everything in and we'll see what happens. We are getting somewhere with this, guys. It is looking absolutely crazy. Brand new vents, all from the facelift, all the way across. Doors are all done, all put back together. On this center panel, we have got main vents working right here, strip lighting running down alongside the trim, and we've even got the cup holders. Now, I found a little trick with these cars. They kind of turn on with the CAN bus system, so if you just press OK, that system will turn on, and have a look at that. Look at all this lighting. Even in there. We've even got the footwell lighting complete here, and we're also doing the trims for the back of the seats. Man, this thing is gonna be crazy when it's done. All right, here we go. The interior is now complete. We've just set it to red. Have a look at that. We've still got to put the car back together, but this is giving you an idea on how it looks, and this is how you control it. So you go to the original ambient lighting, and you just use the dial, and you scroll through, and you can change all of your colors like this. So you just go around and around and around. It looks crazy. Really, really nice. All right, we'll get the rest of this thing put back together and we'll see how it all looks. All right, you ready for this? Boom. Get a look at this. We've got the back seats. We've got the rear vents, the doors, of course. And then moving over to the front, we have all of the vents, all of the doors are done. Look at that. Here we have the footwells at the back and the footwells at the front. Look at that. Man, that is crazy. Scroll around and look at your lights change. Look at this. Look at this beautiful purple. And you can just keep going and keep going, and there is so many colors to go through. And that is pretty much how you control it. Look at this. Look at it. Just absolutely crazy. There it is, guys. That is our ambient lighting kit for the GLC. It will work in the C-Class as well, but the tweeter pods are different, so just make sure you keep that in mind. We will have this linked on the website, so if you go to www.shoptfb.com or you hit the first link in the description, it will take you directly to this kit where you can pick it up. It is a pretty big job. I didn't film the complete depth of it because we didn't want to do a 3-hour video, but we will have written instructions for the kit. So either bring it to us or take it to a local shop and get it done. Or if you're comfortable to DIY, you can try. And we do offer technical support as well. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Catch you in the next one. Bring it in, bring it in. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! We also get the badges done on this thing as well. Look at that. Oh yeah.